Yes. So each single week we are looking for 3 women who you believe is achieving the perfect balance in her life, courtesy, of course, of Nivea. We're so grateful for them for coming on board. But this particular week was a special and unique one. We got so many nominations, not just on Facebook, even on my phone, about this woman. Her name is Sally Mahihu, and she is an inspiring, great woman who has really, really inspired many women and changed many lives. She's here this morning to tell us her story, and we are very happy to be celebrating her on The Perfect Balance. Come out here, Sally.
Hi, Mr. DJ. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Kobi, how are you?
I love it when my guests dress bright. How are you doing?
Very well.
It is a pleasure to invite you here.
Thank you for having me, Kobi.
Welcome. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Sally, your story is a beautiful one. Do you know how many? I think there are over 10, yes. But I saw at least 6 people say, please bring Sally on your show. She's so amazing. She's touched my life. And today we want to honor and celebrate you.
I'm humbled.
Thank you.
Humbled.
Thank you for coming.
So much.
You do a lot, Sally. I was researching you, and you have you've done a lot in your life. I think let's start from the very beginning. Who is Sally?
Okay. Sally. Sally Mahihu is a mother. She's a wife. 30 years of marriage this coming September will be my anniversary.
Yes. That's a big deal.
Yes. I believe in the institution of marriage. I encourage it. I have a wonderful husband. I have 2 adult sons, 27 and 28, and they've finished studying, they're working. So I'm a mother, I'm a wife. I'm a lawyer by profession, going 32 years this year, and I own my own law firm, so I practice in both Nairobi and Mombasa. So I travel up and down. Yes. And beyond that, I minister the gospel. I love Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And I founded a forum known as the Seasoned Woman Forum, a vision deep in my heart for the empowerment of women, especially the woman in the marketplace. Yes.
The woman who sometimes feel like she has no voice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yet is so gifted and has so much to offer. So she needs a prodding and a provoking and a pushing to come out and be all that she was intended to be.
Amazing.
Yes.
Now, I'm sure it just didn't start, from the very beginning. I'm sure this journey was a long one for you to even find yourself and what your purpose was for women. Talk to us a little bit about that. While studying law, how did you find that you had a heart for women?
It was much later. It wasn't as early as I'd have imagined, because I studied law. I think I studied law because my dad wanted me to study law. I don't remember consciously choosing law, but my dad was like, oh, she's so bright, she's so clever, she needs to do something like law. So I flew with it. It was an age at which the parents called the shots, and you flew with it. I was flowing with whatever he wanted. And it was okay. I think he read my character and knew I was a lawyer in the making, my character, the way I talked, the way I debated. So I don't regret that. I studied law in the UK, in University of Bristol, and then I went on to do my master's at the LSE, London School of Economics and Political Science. I did my law master's. I came back home, went to the law school, was employed for years, and only went off on my own maybe like 20 years ago. But before that, I was employed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finding the fact that you're more inclined towards women, and I'm sure it's when you must have moved back.
Yes, when I got back to Kenya. Yeah. And some would say I'm social. I'm a friendly person. I'm a people person. Yes, so I get on with people. I have girlfriends. I've always had a lot of girlfriends, a lot of friends, and life of the party. You know, we have fun. I love my friends, my women friends, genuinely. I am curious about them. I want to know more about them. And I think the call for Seasoned Woman the forum came more out of wanting to understand what does a woman understand what she wants. I can't say I knew what I wanted. I think I knew as a lawyer. And before I got born again, I didn't know there was something like callings or passion or purpose. I was a lawyer. It earned me the bread and paid the bills. But when I got born again, I then understood about callings and passion. And that's when I understood my interest in the girl child, in a young woman, like an auntie. Like, for example, I saw the gifting with my nieces and young ladies. I'd be drawn to them. I would have solutions for them that I didn't think about. I'd be surrounded by young girls or even women friends, and I'd always come up with solutions for situations, and genuinely so, because I was interested in knowing how they're progressing or what they want to do or to become. So when I got born again, I understood about calling and passion.
Right.
Then I knew this. And over time, as I was discipled in the church, I came to really understand that I have been called to the empowerment of women and the girl child. So it's something that comes naturally. I love it. I didn't start anything to do with it. I mentored, I counseled without naming it, without labeling it. You know, you're constantly, the nieces are being sent to you, the young girls are coming to you, women friends, like that. Yeah. But I didn't label it, I didn't know what it is. But later on, when I really did now understand, and through mentorship, of course, and my spiritual mentor, I came to know that, yes, you do have a call for, even in the church, they would have issues, even older women, older than me, my mother's age or older. They would feel drawn, because maybe it's the way I handled their issues, the way I became who they needed me to be. If it's a young girl, I will be that nice posh auntie who talk her issues. I'm not shocked when she tells me what she's been up to, you know, so they relate. Yes. If it's my age, there's a way, I guess I would relate to them that they felt comfortable. My mother's age or older. In fact, Kobi, I didn't grow up with a mother. Okay. Yeah, my parents kind of split up when we were very young. All right. And my father was always studying, and when he came back, they split. So I lived with my grandmother. We were raised by my grandmother, my brother and I. Okay. And so I didn't have a mother figure, my own mother, other people's mothers, my aunties. And in an interesting way, I made friends with people's mothers because I needed that mother figure in my life, and I didn't have my own. So I'd go to my friends' houses to spend the weekend or the holidays, and I'd be like so drawn to their moms, you know, and be like the favorite daughter in the house. So of course my friends would get annoyed, like, you've just come for the holidays and suddenly you're the favorite in the house, you know, because I was yearning for that mother cover, that mother relationship, which I didn't have. So I never got to meet my mother until she died, even when she died. Wow. I lived without her, but my father remarried, so I had a stepmother who was busy with her own children. Right. So I don't blame her if she didn't have time for me. But I didn't have a mother in my life. I borrowed other people's mothers for a long time. So when I became a mother, you can imagine, I overdid it. Yes. Everything I didn't get from a mother, I overcompensated, you know. But my relationship with women now starts from that angle of not having a mother figure, but feeling the importance of the women relationships, the women empowering one another, and so the part about the callings, discerning the callings. Yes. I can say with a lot of humility that I believe the call I have upon my life is to discern the callings in women. I can see it in guys, but I think my focus more on young girls and women. I discern a calling. I'm impressed by callings. I am genuinely impressed, and I honor giftings. I celebrate giftings. And what made me start Season Woman, because I noticed that people didn't know what they were carrying. They didn't seem to understand how gifted they were, or what positions they were holding in the industry, in corporate, wherever they were holding a position. It's like they didn't know how much they were loaded with it. And I'd be so drawn for them to find out. Do you know you can do this? You could be this. You're a voice in the media. You're a voice in the education sector. Oh, you write so well. I'd do that, and I'd bubble. And I'd almost get irritated if they didn't see it, or if they didn't respond, or they're not seeing it's anything important. But so the Season Woman Forum came as a result of that, as bringing women together, provoking the woman to discern her calling, I call it her sphere, her place of influence, her purpose, her place. I call it the P's, your purpose, your place. Where in a society are you supposed to be? Right. Which sphere, which mountain of influence, which sphere of influence? And your people, which people are you supposed to influence? Who is your target group? Who are your people you're walking this journey, destiny with? What is your passion in all that, And also, what is the price you have to pay? Because there's a price you have to pay to be all that God created you to be. So started Seasoned Woman for that purpose. Initially, I'd joke around, not serious about the commitment.
Okay.
And I remember my spiritual mentor would tell me, Sally, you're late. You should by now have put women together. This vision is delayed. You need to. And I would, you know, so I knew the responsibility. The minute you put yourself out there, yes, that you're offering a platform, or you're teaching, or you're giving solutions, or bringing people together, you must be ready for it. Because you can't say, next week I got tired, or I wanted to travel, so I didn't have my weekly, monthly meeting. Yes. You can't say you're not going to have your show. No. So there's a price to pay. There's public who may not understand. For a long time, the public thought the Seasoned Woman was for the posh woman. It sounded like it. It sounded like it. And why I didn't feel apologetic about it is because I know the word that came from God about it, even from my own spiritual, was very clear about women who you've grown up with, and gone like to the same schools, women who would identify with you and trust you, whereas they may not trust our pastors. Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. So they look and say, this is the same Sally we went to school with. This, I know Sally, we raised our kids together. Yeah. So they'll trust you. And it's a target group of women who are misunderstood. They may be resourced or privileged, or with positions, or in the marketplace, or in corporates. And people think they've already got their share, so they have nothing else to give, or they shouldn't be given attention. Let's give attention to everybody else who's not advantaged. But I think God is a God of everybody. Yes. He sees who has what to offer and who he can use. Yeah. So I know that's why I didn't apologize about it, because I knew there was a group that God wanted to draw towards me. And it's the women I grew up with who trust me and understand me. But at the same time, I know I can relate. Even when I'm invited to minister or to speak, I am what I need to be. I've seen the girls on the show who've just gravitated to you. All of them. They've just come. They want to speak to Sally. They want to hang out with you. Exactly. And it's not privileged children. No. It's not people from privileged backgrounds. If I'm called to Korogosho, I'll go to Korogosho. I do a mentorship for Korogosho girls. Yes. There's a lady called Liz Joroge, a friend of mine. She has the Art of Biz Foundation. Yes. So she told me, Sally, please mentor my girls. And I went to Korogosho. And then when I started the center, I told them, now you'll be coming to the center, the Seasoned Woman Center, and I'll mentor you there once a month. So they come, and I get on with them, their language, their everything. So Seasoned Woman, when you find it today with the events we have, it's every woman from every walk of life. Doesn't matter. And you know, Kobi, my definition of Seasoned Woman is not a woman who has arrived, bought the Rover or the Shinde, she's okay, she's accomplished, she's got all the money. No. To me, the seasoned woman, and I keep explaining this definition, is the woman who's been through the seasons of life. Yeah. She continues to go through the seasons of life. I mean, if you look at any of us today here, we're going through our issues. We have our seasons. We're taught to explain, what season are you in right now? I'm going through this. A woman who can go through the seasons of life and embrace those seasons, because you can't fight a season. Yeah. You can't stop the rain if it's going to rain. Yeah? True. So human seasons of life, you can't fight them. Embrace them. Command them to work in your favor. See the lessons you're going to learn from them and come out stronger, seasoned by the seasons. Yeah. You know, and I constantly say that. It's a woman who's been through her divorces, tragedies, loss of children, barrenness, financial distress. Every woman who has come to the season events, I always joke, I say, all of us have been auctioned, yeah? And they always say, we've always got shame, scandals. We've been through that. Right. So the seasoned woman is a woman who is still standing. Today. She's still standing despite all that. She has come to a place of not feeling sorry for herself or being a victim syndrome. She's leading while she's bleeding. Amazing. I know women, and I've heard stories. Women go through hell. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Isn't she awesome, everybody? She's so great. Sally Mahihu, everybody. You're so awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In just a few minutes of meeting her, I can see why she has gotten the most nominations of the Nivea Perfect Balance campaign. It is such an amazing campaign where we're looking for great women across this country to share their story of how they're just balancing it all. And Sally is one of them. We come right back after the break to hear a little bit more about Seasoned Woman and how you as a woman can start to live that purposeful life. It's an amazing thing. Thank you, Sally. All right, we'll be right back, everybody.
I love, you know, they're clapping for you, Sally. They're clapping for you. Welcome back, everybody. It is a very special episode today. Nivia's The Perfect Balance. Today we're focusing on a very special woman. Why? Because she got the most nominations. Thank you guys for nominating. Remember, all you have to do is log on to social media platforms, Better Living KE. Tell us about that special woman in your life who is achieving the perfect balance, and we'll be happy to host her on the show. How do you feel when you hear about all those nominations?
I'm so shocked.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I'm humbled.
Yeah,
God works in his own ways. Sure, he had a reason why.
Yes.
So I thank God for this opportunity, and I'm here.
Good.
Yes, doing what I love.
No, yes. Sally, one of the things I can say is a lot of people don't understand purpose, don't understand even what calling means. We think we were born and we're just here and we're just supposed to live until, you know, what do you mean when you say calling, and how then do you identify this
calling? Yeah. And I think the greatest tragedy is to go through life, finish it, do the normal things, get married, have your babies, have whatever it is, without having discovered what you were created to be. We were each created to fulfill a destiny, to complete and accomplish a purpose. And the interesting thing is, God, as he creates, as he determines that Sally will be called to do this, this, and this, he releases the giftings I need. He equips me for it. He endows me with everything I will require, because he's not a God of confusion. Everything I will require to fulfill this thing, this destiny. So you discover it by what you're drawn towards. Let me give you an example. I have a sister-in-law who is passionate about rehabilitation of street children. Now, this is something we started 25 years ago. I remember we were in Mombasa, because that's where we lived and we still kind of live. And she would see kids in the streets and break. Her life would come to a standstill. She couldn't move on, or would watch situations on TV when street children and families have nowhere to go, there's something, and she would break and literally go into pieces because it would grieve her. That situation would grieve her. So firstly, what grieves you? A situation that really grieves you and you feel, I need to correct it. You want to correct that situation. Now, I'm not a bad person, but I'd watch it, but I'd still finish my food, I'd still finish my food, and I would look to feel, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I feeling so bad like my sister? But I discovered that's not my specific area of assignment. That's why I would see it's a bad social thing. It needs to be corrected, and in my lawyer mind, I would have her solutions. I would draw documents, get her trustees, and I do all that for her even up to today. I'll do what I can do. But that grieving, what led her to open homes, to open a rehabilitation center, to still go on every day. Even one time, those children were like where they used to live, where she had rented for them. There was clashes in that area. She took them to her posh home. That's when it's your call. It grieves you that things are happening like that, and you want to correct it. And then there's a gracing that comes with it, number two. You can do that the whole day without getting weary, because you love it. It's your passion. I would go to the streets with her. I was a nice sister, so I'd go to the streets with her, but I'd get tired. Let's go home now, you know, enough. She would be with them. She would love them. I would even sometimes think maybe they would steal something from my handbag, you know. She couldn't have cared less whether they did. She loved them that much. That's her call. So I discovered later on that there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that that's not my specific area of calling. Now, when it comes to empowerment of women, she probably has really not. Why don't they know? How come they don't know how to behave? How do they know to you know, she wouldn't see what I'm seeing, or the burden I have when I see like young girls sitting. I'm like, these girls must be so talented, you know. I wish they knew. Do they know what they're supposed to be doing? Are they beginning to walk in that direction of their purpose and calling? You know, are they nurturing their giftings? Do they have mentors? I burn with wanting to find that. So there's the grace that comes with the grieving to correct the situation. There's the grace that comes with it. You can do it the whole day, even if you are not paid to do it. Then there's it's like a solution. You have solutions for that situation. Now, my sister had solutions for the street children. Today, the government consults her. God released solutions because that's her call. So he gives you what you need. There's no way he can make you so grieved about a situation like that and not give you solutions.
So we all have this solution, this grace.
There's a grace. for the area you're called in.
Right.
And there's solutions that will come to you faster than they'll come to me. Like in this studio, you notice things I will not notice.
Right.
And this needs to be done like this. What will bring a perfect, I will not notice, because God will make sure you have that, because you need it to fulfill your call. So that solutions are within you. You're called as a leader, you have solutions for your nation or for your community. And I think the other thing is as you're passionate for it, I think the next thing one needs to do after you find, I'm drawn towards the youth, I'm drawn to women, I'm drawn to leadership, you know, I want to put things right in government, you know, I feel greed when things are going wrong, you know, or business, you're really drawn to business. Why don't people make money? I feel I need to empower them to learn how to make money, or make money, entrepreneurship or whatever. So once you see that, you know definitely you're in the line of that's your calling. You're beginning to walk towards your calling. Or even salvation. There are people who will not, me, I'll sleep if people refuse to get saved, yeah? But there are people who are evangelists. Yes. I mean, I'll feel sad, they should get saved to go to heaven, yeah? But there's an evangelist somewhere who will not sleep because they're not heeding to the call, you know? So you will know your calling. The next thing is to understand that there must be giftings to help you fulfill that call. With humility, I can speak. I can articulate. If I sit to speak with women, I'll speak the whole day. Yeah. I'll articulate and they'll get what I'm saying. I'll teach them on the 7 types of men you girls should avoid, the 7 types of, 7 seasons of a seasoned woman. Yeah. I'll teach you about the 7 spice girls you should have in your life, the 7 women friends. I'll teach you about 7 lessons in life. Those out, and I can teach the whole day. Yeah. I'll articulate. You'll go home, I understood. Looking
at, of course, the fact that, you're a lawyer, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a girlfriend to many, you're this woman who so many women in this country look up to. Finding the time for yourself, because there's always need to have self-preservation so that you're able to give more. How do you do that?
The first thing I'd like to say is that there's a season for everything. Yeah. And when I was raising my children, they're 27 and 28 now, I didn't have the time for all that, because there was the season for nurturing my children. There's the season for being a wife. When there's need to lay a foundation in a marriage, you can't be all over the place at doing season woman. The marriage has to be founded and strengthened. And those seasons are there. You have to discern which season you're at, and that where the emphasis should be. There were years in my life when the emphasis was on the marriage and the children, and on my career, because I had to build resources, build my career, become a seasoned lawyer, somebody people can trust, credible, and bring me business. Right. So I built that before I could even transition into my passion. You get me? Yes. Because there was need for those things to be in place. And so the balance comes in knowing that even though when I was raising my kids, there would be an opportunity to live out my call, I would still have to know my first priority is getting back here. Today, my children, I'm the one who begs them to spend time with me. And they're like, okay, mom, okay, we just watch a movie and then me, I'm off, Or have we bonded enough? Have we bonded enough? Mommy, on bonding. You see, seasons changed. Yeah. I have so much time to do this, whereas there was a time I didn't. Yeah. But it's a question of designing the season when to put the emphasis. So when now at the place where my career was going on, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, adult children need you. I'm now discovering parenting is hard. So they need me even now. I need to nurture them, impart them. So it's not like the parenting is over. It's just that at another dimension. The marriage still needs you. It's just that now my husband and I are not needy to each other. We're trusting of one another. The foundation is laid. So you can allow each other to be without suffocating each other, without accusing each other, or you've gone for too long. So things change, they graduate. So you're able to put more emphasis somewhere else. So there's a song that says, you can have it all. What is it, by Whitney Houston? Yeah. I'm every woman. I'm every woman. And I always say, let's balance that song a bit, because you can do all this and you could be talented for all these things, but you need to put a balance. You need to know when to do what to delegate. And as I was growing up and I was raising kids and I was a lawyer, I was a mother, I was a wife, I was all those things, I needed to know what to delegate. Delegating the things that others can do, like having house help, having tutors, and doing what only I can do with my family and things like that. Or even in my job, even up to today, I was up on the way here, I was dictating, delegating, being left to do only what I cannot, the only one who can do it in my office, and learn to delegate and have the right people around you. So balancing can be achieved if you've understood the value of each and everything in your life. We lose balance when we haven't understood the value of the children, the husband, if there's a husband, the relationships, the extended family, the girlfriends, the career. Once we haven't understood them and put value in each one of them so we know how to balance them, then we drop. Yeah. We drop carelessly because we're not taking it seriously. But it's a purposeful thing. You think about it, you deliberate on it, and you know what, I can't ignore my girlfriends. No. I need their friendship. I need my extended family. I need my cousins, my uncles, my aunties. I have to have a balance where, do you know, it becomes almost technical sometimes. You know, people think life has to be flowing. It will, you see your auntie, it will just happen. It will not just happen. Yeah. You have to write every Tuesday of the month. Of the second Tuesday of the month, I visit my aunt or my uncle. Intentionally. Yeah. You have to actually sit down and write that once a month on the first Saturday, I meet my girlfriends. You know, we have our time. Yeah. Because as you grow older, as you get busier, the time isn't there. You need to make the time and create it. I will go to church. I'll do my things of church. You have to calendar it. You have to purpose it. I have dinner with each son. We have a family dinner on Sundays as a family, the four of us. And it's purposeful. It doesn't fall into place. We all have things to do on a Sunday. But we have to say, no, family dinner every Sunday night. And then in between, I say to myself, I'll have dinner with each of my sons alone. So I have to know, oh, tonight I have to meet this one, this night is this one. There's room for flexibility when you say, okay, this time he had something, I had something, but you postpone it. But it's a purposeful arrangement. Right. When will I see my mom, my mom-in-law? When will I see so-and-so? When will I go and get healthy? You know, like the other day I was sitting with my friend and I was telling her, from now on Wednesdays is my serious prayer day and my spa day. When I go take care of myself in the morning, then I come and take time in prayer. You have to diaries it. Have to be sounds crazy, but you have to be intentional. Absolutely. And you balance it that way. We've been talking about this on this season, on this campaign, where we all have 24 hours in a day. Nobody has any extra, nobody has less. Yes. And sometimes you look at some people in your life and they seem to be doing it so effortlessly. And I remember a friend of mine told me so clearly, Kobi, you should see my diary. Yeah. I planned to the T. Oh, yes. Everything, every minute of the day that I'm awake is planned. Yes. And you have to be intentional. Exactly. That's how I've survived. Yeah. I ran 2 offices, Mombasa and Nairobi. Let's say a team of 15 there, 15 here. I give instructions. So I know when I wake up, I have to touch base with each of the lawyers I've employed, the secretary. I have to do that. Yeah. I have responsibilities in the church, at home. I am a daughter. I am an aunt. All those things. Yep. And you must You're a lady in demand. Purposeful and drop what. That's why there's no room for things that don't add value or where you're not bringing value. Joining clubs, associations, where you're like, so why am I here? Just to be seen, I belong here. You have to ask yourself, what value is it bringing? What value are you bringing there? And you're adding value to this show today, isn't she? So much value. We love her. I wish that you could just stay with us. Could you just stay for the rest of the season? We really love your words of wisdom. Thank you. DJ Sesmo has a gift for you, which he's been holding on to. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. But I'm gonna take a quick break, DJ. All right. We're gonna take a very quick break, everybody. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more, all right, on how to really find that calling and how to take care of yourself. I think that's so important because you look great. Oh yeah, you have to take care of yourself. Head to toe, you're looking lovely, honey. At 57? Yeah? No. 57? Again. You look amazing. All right. Thank you. So we come right back with Sally. All right. She is the perfect balance. Today we are celebrating her, courtesy of Nivea, of course. And you can do the same for that special woman in your life. Very simple indeed. Here is how you nominate her. We'll be right back after this. Yes. And we are back with Sally, celebrating her today. She has received the most nominations on our Nivea The Perfect Balance campaign. Keep nominating those women. I'm reading your stories about your moms, your sisters, your aunties, some of the women in your life. And I'm in awe about actually people do love the women in their life. Yes. And we need to celebrate them daily. Yes. It shouldn't just be Nivea's campaign. We should celebrate women daily. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I agree, yes. Now, looking at, of course, seasoned women and some of the women that you've helped over the years, when you look back at where you started and today, 2017, how far you've come, how do you feel about your achievements? Fulfilled. Yeah. Fulfilled because you never quite know what impact you're having until you hear it from them or you see it. And so so like as a seasoned woman, I focus a lot on soft skills, because I believe, Kobi, that our technical skills, my degrees as a lawyer, my master's as a lawyer, cannot be effective or work effectively if my soft skills are not in place. True. Character, honesty, integrity, accountability. So as I've watched women over the years, I always find, I don't think the qualifications are the problem. We're all very good at what we do. And I meet a lot of intelligent, very bright women who can they can rule a country. Yeah. And my concern has always been the foundation, the soft skills. How do we handle relationships? Because I come across us, let me say us, in the sense that we have all these qualifications technically, but when it comes to handling a relationship, we miss it. You see a whole CEO in a big corporation, then she can't quite handle relationships, so she comes tumbling down, something goes wrong, or even
a government official.
Yes, you see big, government officials, or the character, how to handle people, people's skills, or even the character, the morals, just something soft. It's a soft issue. Balance even. You can be all that and lack the soft skill of balancing, knowing what's important. And we come tumbling down with all those technical skills and qualifications because there was no soft skills as a foundation. So at Seasoned Woman, we have various programs, and I believe that a seasoned woman needs to be impacted and equipped in 7 key areas. Okay. And one of the things is relationships. We do relationships, seasoning your relationships, whether it's your relationships at work, in a workplace, whether it's relationships in school, if you're in school, or marriage. We do marriage a lot. We do singlehood. How do you carry yourself as a seasoned single woman? We do programs like that, yeah? We hear from the guys. One time I had an event where single men sat there and single women sat there, and we had a mature conversation. What is it you guys see? What do we see? And it was nice and fresh. So those soft, they told us things about, the men said things and the women said things that were enlightening. Right. Because it wasn't judgmental or accusating. It was learning. More learning. Yeah. And so relationships we do, because to me they're key. I've missed a lot of relationships in my life. I've lacked balance in some. I've not given value to some when I should have. Yeah. So it's something I'm very keen on. Relationships are crucial. Your mentors, your sponsors, and not sponsors in a negative way. Yes. Because a sponsor is one who speaks of you and promotes you in high places. Yes. That's their purpose. So you need to have all these relationships and balance them. And you can learn. I learn from younger people. I have no issue. Me too. I suck. I receive. I admire. If you have something to teach me, I'll sit there and learn from you. Those relationships are important when it's a mentee, a mentor, or whatever it is. And the other thing we do is career and calling. Because the woman in the marketplace is a career woman. She has a profession, she has a business, she has a career, and she has a calling at the same time. Because your career is not necessarily always your calling, your career and calling. You can transition. Like me, law is my career. But as you can see, it's like transitioning into my passion. Yes. And I have people, I can't close my law firm yet because it's benefiting me, and I haven't finished giving all I need to give in that profession. Right. So we teach that. How do you transition? How do you carry the two? How do you balance without ruining one to the other? How do I deal with this? I have the Seasoned Woman Center now in Lavington, where we have all these classes going on. I have my law offices upstairs. How do I change from being a lawyer handling a divorce upstairs or a commercial case, coming downstairs and doing a mentorship? You know, that kind of balance, soft skills. And then we do leadership and nationalism. I am passionate about my nation. Nice. With whoever is ruling, it doesn't matter. But I believe you must be passionate, a patriot. So it's one of the programs we do where how do you arise as a citizen? How do you are responsible? You know, just those soft skills of being a responsible voter. Like we're doing an event on the 15th of July, a seasoned voter. A seasoned woman votes responsibly. If you don't vote, it's criminal not to vote. Absolutely. I say that I vote at nominations, I vote, you know, you must choose leaders responsibly. You can't complain afterwards. And we also do fashion and beauty, because I believe no matter what anybody wants to say, we must look good. Yes. It's good to enhance. It's good to look nice. And beauty and fashion. And I always tell the seasoned woman, come dressed in what you feel is best for you. Yes. Don't be judged, don't judge. You have to know your own fashion, know your own style. And we also teach on on entrepreneurship and business, because you must be empowered. Last week we had Banu Khan from the UN, empowerment of women. You know, she told it from a story of her own upbringing when her mother was left a widow, and they relied on male relatives who really called the shots. And she said, I will never become an empowered economy. I must grow up being empowered economically. So she's an empowerer of women economically, birthed out of that, you know. So we teach that. And what we do is we balance us out. Like I was talking to a couple of girls about marriage, young marriages, and they were like, marriages are breaking, young girls' marriages. And I was like, there's this lack of balance in like, I have a career, he shouldn't tell me to do this, I'm my own woman, you know, what. And while we're in a new dispensation where, unlike our mothers, young wives must work. They bring in an income to the family. She's an empowered woman, and the husband should sit on her. But we mustn't lose the value of, there's a head in the family. If you have two heads, it's a monster. The only thing with two heads is a monster. There must be some divine order of like respect and honor. You can't be out partying at midnight when your husband is at home with the kids. I mean, there are things that you wouldn't get away with it in our society as a young wife. So we balance it out. So the challenge I got from the girls, you've taught us, Auntie, you've really taught us. We are now understanding how to keep our marriages, but you're not teaching the boys. You're not teaching the boys. So there was a challenge. So we had to say we're going to start a class with the young married men where they come and vent. They come and tell us what they feel our daughters are doing wrong. You know, what the challenges are going through, being emasculated, the girl talking back, putting you down, you're trying your best, because they're real issues. So what you find is we teach things that will help you to live life fully and even carry those technical skills. Because like a wife who is showing off at home, she's a rocket science at the back in her job. How is she going to benefit the nation if she's miserable because things are not going well at home? So those soft things in your life must be in order so that you can then be impactful in your sphere of influence. You see?
Okay, amazing,
so we do that,
Yeah, absolutely. I can tell you for a fact, I can see someone is taking notes, and I love it when people take notes on this show. It means that we're impacting you in a positive way. You know, I can definitely say there are some women across this country who might not even get a chance to make it to Lavington, to your center, or get to meet you. Right now, they're facing one of the biggest challenges in their lives, be it financial, health, marital issues, children, school fees, whatever it could be. What would you say to them about sort of starting over, facing that problem from a different direction? Because we're always approaching our problems the same way and we expect different results. What can you say to that woman who's watching, who's reached her wit's end, she doesn't know what to do, and she just feels like it's all hopeless?
As I said earlier, I respect those who have lessons to teach me. In every situation, whether it's business, entrepreneurship, leadership, there's always people who have lessons they can teach us. And sometimes in those miserable situations, we think we don't want to share with anybody because we don't think anybody can help us, or we share with the wrong people. I always say, don't share with anyone who don't think has a solution for you. You're just allowing them to have gossip on your issue. And I'm like, look out. And I have lots writing to me. Look for mentors. Look for counselors. Look for people who can tell you how they did it. How did you do it? How am I going to solve this situation? How do I handle this situation? It's number one, it's important to look for help. Don't sit there miserable and think, or try and self-teach. No, I'm a sucker for knowledge. If I don't know outcome, I don't know this. Teach me, how do you do this? So that's the first thing. And I think Kenyans, something admirable about us Kenyans, we are givers in the sense that I have never turned anybody away on the grounds that, oh, I need to make money, I have no time for making money, now you're wasting my hour. Genuinely with a need, you write me a letter or you come, I will go out of my way to make sure that I've given you what I know, how it can help you. And I know many women like that. I have mentors in our Season Woman mentorship. They offer, they book out their calendars. They're CEOs, they're ambassadors, they're busy, they're judges, lady justices. But they'll give a slot, they'll say, Sally, I'll teach this class, I'll do this, I'll do this. So there is help around us. There is help. I think the self-pity, attitude of like shame and whatever. And you know, when we began to share, when we have these sessions and we bring an issue out and we talk, I think by the grace of God, an atmosphere came upon our sessions where there's no condemnation, there's no judgment. And I teach women, think what you want to share. Be very deliberate about what you want to share. Don't share emotionally, and then I meet you on Monday morning at Nakumat, and then you're angry with me because you spoke too much. There's what I call dignified sharing.
Yes.
We don't have to know that, you don't have to put somebody down in telling us your story.
Don't air all the laundry.
Laundry, yes. Let's have some dignity there. But women talk. I used to guard it. Then I realized they talk. Young girls talk. We had a mother-daughter session, seasoning our daughters of destiny. The mother sat here, the daughter sat here. They told us. The mothers would say, you know, sweetie, the reason I get panicky and I stop you from going out, it's because you wear this low cut, you wear the dress up to here. I'm scared because I know society. I know people out there. You're a little innocent child. And then the girl will say, Mom, you've taught me. You have raised me. You've put so much sense in me, so much value. Why don't you trust me? You know? Yeah. So they talked. We shared and they talked. And I realized women want to talk and share it out. We had a woman the other day who was telling us, he just left me. Up to today, he hasn't told me why he left. He's disappeared. Does anybody here know why husbands leave their wives? You know, I mean, somebody offered a solution. You know, maybe you think things were going well, but did you check this, and this? So women are ready to share in a mature, safe atmosphere. That's
constructive.
Safe. Constructive, safe atmosphere where you're not judging people or loading it down on them. Yeah. So I would tell to that woman who's out there, we are here. The older woman is here. And I don't even mind being mentored by a younger woman when it's a situation in an area that's not my area.
Right, like social media, such things.
Yes, because there's a time I used to say, oh, we have mentorship for young girls. One mama told me, no, even me, I'm twice your age, but I want to come for mentoring.
Nice.
So it can be either way, but the help is there. And we're accessible. You know, now there's social media.
Yes.
Who cannot find you on Messenger? You see people writing, they don't have your number, but they write. And people respond. Somebody may ignore you, but by and large, 80% of women in Kenya are generous with their advice and their mentorship. There is help.
They will give back.
They will, there's a give back. Yeah.
All right, give it up for Sally.
There's a give back.
This is great. Yeah. We're learning a lot today, and it's really about achieving that perfect balance in your life. And she certainly seems to have done it, but she's shared her story. It was not an easy journey, but she's done it. Sesmo has a gift for her, because today we just are all about celebrating you, right? And just telling you that you are an amazing woman. Come over here, Sesmo, don't be shy. I know you're not a seasoned woman, but don't be shy.
He's a seasoned man.
He's a seasoned man with a seasoned wife. Yes, yes.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Give it up. Thank you, Nivea.
Oh, wow.
They've given out everything. They've got everything, you know. Some nice
shower cream.
Yes, and it's about protect and care. This line of products is about protect and care, and that's what they're about this season.
Yes.
All right. I'm using their deodorant, and wow, it is just beautiful, y'all. Yeah. All right. It's not harsh on your armpits. It's beautiful, keeps you dry the whole day.
Yes.
Right?
Their balm is fantastic.
It is amazing. Me too. I use that too. I use everything. All right.
Thank you.
So I wanted one girl to come up here, because she looks so enamored by you.
Yes.
You're most welcome, Sally. You're most welcome. Come up here, honey. All right. I want you to tell us about your life, your gifting.
Yes.
Very simple. Do we have a microphone?
Beautifully dressed. I love your outfit.
I know, she looks so cute. Say hi to Sally. You can.
Fashionista. Yes, hi.
Here you go, darling.
Yes.
Okay, because I have a gift to give away, and I have to give it to somebody, and I chose you. All right, the camera is right there. Yes. Tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Yvonne.
Yvonne?
Yvonne Otieno. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Yvonne.
Okay, I'm a self-motivated person.
Nice.
Wow.
And actually, when I was growing up, right now I'm 20 years old. I'm turning 21 on August.
Yes.
So at the age of 17, I was very rebellious. Like I couldn't listen even to my parents. My dad just tell me, like, you need to read, you need to focus on education, get good grades. Yeah. But I wasn't seeing that. So nilikuwa naona if amenikalia kimpango.
Yes.
So I was just rebellious. Yes. But when I began to grow older, I saw the sense that alikuwa nasema ukweli. And actually, I got a C plain. And right now, like nikiangalia back, if I was in school and I was like taking all the things, I would even get an A.
Right.
Amen. That's
so
good, yes.
Right now, I'm pursuing journalism and mass communication.
Okay.
At Mount Kenya University, but right now I'm pursuing my degree.
Yeah. So you're studying even harder than you did before.
Exactly.
Based on what you've learned. It's awesome, right?
That's beautiful.
Yeah, okay. And you're obviously very fashionable as well.
She has.
Yeah, I love
She has a gift.
You love fashion. Turn around and face this beautiful audience, okay? Doesn't she look great, everybody?
She looks lovely, yeah.
You do. I can't wait to see what you do in your future, all right?
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is that I'm going to go to Seasoned Woman. You want to come with me? Yeah,
yes,
we'll go together.
Welcome.
Yeah, we'll go visit Sally and her team. Are you down for that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic. Give it up for this great lady. And I think we have another hamper. We have a hamper for her. Bring her hamper, Sesmo. Sesmo is just like, what am I getting a hamper? We'll get you, because they're also doing men's products. These are not just for women, all right? Not just for women. But okay, this is for you, okay? And I hope that you pursue your dreams. What do you want to do? What is your big dream, darling?
I'm doing journalism and mass communication, but I want to major in electronics media.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wow.
Do you have any questions for Sally?
Yeah, one question.
Okay, let me hold this for you.
Okay, like in school, I joined the mentorship program, the peer counseling, and we've been going out, especially in slums, to mentor mothers and young girls, because in slums you find that girls get pregnant at a very tender age.
That's right,
and we talk to them about education. So the parents will tell us that you've been talking about education every time. Everyone who comes in talks about education. So maybe if you have a different way that you can help us approach that, it will be very awesome. We'll appreciate.
Yeah, it's
yes,
true actually.
That's true. That's quite right. Yeah.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, you will learn more when we go visit.
I get it. Yeah.
Cindio, yeah, and then you'll be able to pay it forward. And I love what you're doing already.
Yes.
All right, but this is for you. Let me not hold on to it. Sally, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for gracing us. Thank you for being here this morning. So inspiring. Absolutely. Asante.
Asante sana.
All right, so for now we say goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye. We leave you. Well, which camera? Which camera? Which camera? Sule's camera. Hi, Sule. All right, so guys, that's it from our show. I hope you all have a great day. And remember this, all right? We all have a calling. We all have a great purpose. It is all about finding it. It is all about finding it. Tune in next week when, of course, we are looking for you to nominate more women, all right? And we'll look to celebrate them right here on Better Living. For now, we say goodbye with a